cuts through the lies like a blade through smoke.
Fear no man, fear no evil.
Because the truth is the only thing that matters.
Dance with the devil, walk with the angels, and the truth shall set you free. This ain't for the faint of heart. This ain't for the easily offended. This is where real talk lives. Because if it ain't black, it's white.
Welcome to the one, the only, the Robb Crocker Show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to the Robb Crocker Show. My name is Alex Gonzalez. I'm here with Jared Burrows, otherwise known as JB on this show. That is you. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's great to be here. It's not raining, and welcome, Robb Crocker.
And there's the reason why it's not raining because he is
remote.
Look at this.
Remote.
Virtual. Every time Crocker is virtual, it doesn't rain. When he's here in person, it rains. I don't know what's going on. But at the end of the day, at the same time, we can say that it is Florida and it is hurricane season. Anyway, enough of that. How you doing, Rob?
Dance with the devil, walk with the angels. And if it is not black, it will be white. As I told you both before we came on live tonight, it seems like it was a blink of the eye since last Tuesday when we were at Branch in the Barrel talking about a tremendous bourbon / whiskey and operation that we're proud to have on board with us at the Robb Crocker Show, as well as the Vineyard, as well as the Cigar guys, as well as Blackheart Gear. As fall comes in, there's nothing finer than sitting by a fire in Blackheart Gear, keeping you warm, having a sip of Branch and Barrel whiskey with a Cigar guy's stogie in your hand.
Absolutely. And right now, just while we're on the topic, you have a few more days to enter that giveaway for a couple of great hats. So 2 lucky winners to win some great hats. Go to at the Robb Crocker Show on Instagram to enter the giveaway. Find out more information there. But enough of that, because you guys already know since you watched last week. Let's go ahead and dive into...
Let's do this, Gonzo. Let's give away, if we can, legally, 2 cigars.
I hear it.
2 cigars.
Let me ask the CEO of the Cigar guys. Yeah, it's me. So I'll go ahead and give away 2 Besa cigars along with the hats. That way we've got some bigger prizes going on. So you heard it here first. Make sure you enter into the giveaway. Information is found at the Robb Crocker Show. And you can win some great prizes, including a hat and a cigar, which, quite honestly, I hope that Robb Crocker allows me to rig it so I can win the prizes myself. He probably won't.
Well, many people, they ask me, they're like, Crocker, you guys only have 8, 12 people, 15 people watching live. I'm like, well, if I were not doing the show on a Tuesday night, I'm almost positive that I would not be watching my show on Tuesday night. So what we want is we want people to find us, subscribe, like, and watch them or listen to them while they're on the road doing other things. We're not the Wheel of Fortune. We're not for everybody on a Tuesday night.
Well, listen, too, at the end of the day, these people are complaining about there only being a couple of viewers. I would be ecstatic. I would say, listen, this increases my odds. But at the end of the day, sorry to tell you, the giveaway is going to be across all of the social media platforms, so there are going to be more chances for people to win. So you shouldn't have complained to Crocker, because at the end of the day, more than 12 people are going to be entered into the giveaway. But maybe we'll do an exclusive giveaway in the future on YouTube only. But for now, the Branch and Barrel / now, the Cigar Guys giveaway is going to be available to all platforms. So we'll have quite a few people entered here. 2 winners at the end of the day, and then in the future, maybe we'll do exclusive giveaways. So that way, YouTube guys that are loyal to us will be able to win some great prizes. The Cigar Guys will be willing to contribute to that. I'm sure Blackheart Gear and other companies will be able to contribute to that as well. Great prizes in the future, but enough of the fun stuff. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty right now. We've got a great list of topics, as you showed me before, that we're going to talk about. So I'm going to let you take it away.
All right, guys, we're going to talk about my heart. We're going to talk about
Blackheart.
absolutely.
I'm on it.
I've traveled, as both of you know, for the past couple weeks. I'll be back with you guys in that area tomorrow. The things I see, the things I smell, the things I hear, it's really disgusting that we are so weak and minimalized because of what we're shown on TV.
Absolutely.
Cool. The greatest peace deal in the history of the world for 3,000 years. Nah. Literally, guys.
No.
It's a shell game. You've seen
Smoke
the
and
price
mirrors.
is right. There's a ball under one of these nuts that I'm out here moving around right now. All it takes is 4 to 10 people with AK-47s to go shoot up a village, and the peace deal is done. Everybody has maximized the political gain for no. God, thank you. We got all of the hostages back. But that wasn't the deal. Hostages back, Hamas lay the weapons down, and all of the deceased remains returned. So that did not get facilitated. So what's next? What are you going to do? Okay? You have the greatest carnival man under the top hat. Woo! Barnum and Bailey Circus 101. If they do not drop their weapons, we will handle it. Okay? Well, if you're in there handling that, do you have a peace deal?
I mean, just go first. We all know in the end times there will always be war in the Middle East, so we have to understand. The fact of the matter is, this is a temporary distraction, and it's never going to end. And besides what we saw on TV, as you said, it's also a waste of time, because how do you know those weren't actually actors or somebody else? It doesn't matter. Who cares in the sense of we want everyone safe. We want everyone to be alive. We want everyone to stop fighting. We want everyone to end the wars and actually set up a peace deal. But we know the end times that's never going to happen. So you have to kind of look past the news in a sense and realize that regardless of what the news says, which has really never told us the truth before, to let it go. You can't control something or be emotionally attached to something that you can't control. That's all I'm saying. Sorry. What are you gonna say?
No, you're good. I personally, I think that, I align with what you're saying. And two, listen, this war, specifically between Israel and Palestine for the past few years, since Biden/Trump has been in office, we've seen over and over again, quote unquote, peace deal after peace deal. And at the end of the day, one side ends up breaking the peace deal.
Shocker.
And this time, we have an official peace deal between the Middle East, and it looks very official. It's on the news everywhere. But at the end of the day, after what we've seen for the past 4, 8, 16 years is, okay, do I believe what I'm seeing? Or is it going to be in a few years?
3,000 years.
3,000 years what?
They're promised.
Of this fucking chaos.
Yeah.
Of people who are not going to say,
Yeah, that's true.
I like them all of a sudden.
I agree.
I really like them all of a
Okay,
sudden.
yeah.
It's not going to
It's
happen.
endless wars. You're right.
So the one thing that has aggravated me the most about all of this, we literally saw college campuses burn down, stop the war, free Palestine. All of this shit that we saw by the other side, not one of those entities has said, good job. They're not out there proclaiming, thank you, free Palestine. Well, Palestine's free right now. So everything that we saw, why did we see it? Because it was a facade to make us hate. It was a facade to create more drama. This is where we have to get back to whether it's either black or it's white. And I can promise you, it's black. It's not white.
No, I agree with you 100%. I think that there's always going to be conflict. And it's up to the mainstream media / the elites to say, okay, here is the main quote-unquote issue that's going on right now. Let's use this to divide not only the American people, but the world. If we keep everyone divided and distracted, at the end of the day, we can continue to further our agenda, which is, I think, Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Palestine, and all the other major conflicts previous to this, in between, on the safe side, let's say World War I and present day.
So when I see all of this, and I hear all of this, when I showed you my blank piece of paper tonight, I look at other social media, I look at other podcasts, I look at other things. When I see two straight women from Oklahoma who created a podcast called I've Had It, and all they do is they go out and they profess LBGTQ. They want to help transies. They want to help all this. Fuck, they're on every major network that's liberal. I'm like, what are you two women? You're from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Married, you got kids, you travel across the world, and you got the I've Had It podcast. Go, everybody who's watching, go look at them.
No.
They are two straight women who have piggybacked off of a movement to make themselves money. We don't piggyback anything off of anything other than truth.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. We care about truth here, not making money off other people, especially lives.
Yeah, I do think that one of the common trends we're seeing in the media, especially in the smaller, the influencers and the newer people that aren't owned by quote-unquote legacy media, is they start a podcast and then they get approached later on, or they're approached beforehand. Regardless
100%.
of the case, is that there's money to be made in quote-unquote influencer propaganda.
They were on Bravo. Gonzo, they had a show. I don't want to misspeak, but it was either Bravo or one of those shows.
Yeah.
One of those networks
Yes.
similar to that.
Yes.
But the point is,
But I
listen,
know that they have utilized nothing but anti-Trump, the Orange Man, and piggybacking on lesbians, gays, straight, and transients to build what they have today. And that's bullshit. You gotta talk about the truth. What is the truth?
I think what you're witnessing here is that mainstream media and those that fund it and the powers that be are finding new ways to reach people 18 through 35, the main voters, younger people, which are on TikTok, YouTube, etc., YouTube Shorts, whatever you want to call it, Instagram Reels. They're finding a new way to reach people via influencer podcasts because people want to follow someone they feel that are unique to them. And it's really a shame because it's pretty embarrassing because the same dumb people that watched the news before watch these young creators today.
well, to be fair, if there's a mainstream media, or let me put it
yes.
this way. If there's a
Yeah.
narrative that says we can't trust the mainstream media, and all these people are saying, I agree, we can't trust the mainstream media, they lied to us for so many years. All of a sudden, all these podcasts of these quote-unquote random people come out, and it's like, hey, here's our opinion. We're not mainstream media. We're independent media, quote-unquote. But at the end of the day, like you said, these people, women, men, whatever, they're sharing the same opinions that the mainstream media are sharing, but on a more quote-unquote personal level. It's like, okay, wait a minute. What we're seeing right now is that influencers, smaller media groups are being bought and paid for by the same interest groups
Like
that
Harry
the mainstream media are
Sisson.
for.
There's
Exactly.
many others. We have the Cranston brothers here in Florida, unfortunately.
Well, Florida, despite all the good Florida brings, as you know, Crocker, there's still a lot of bad that comes out of it.
1%.
All right. Well, we know on the Robb Crocker show, there's 5 goddamn things that I care about. What are they? I care about Latin Americans who are here illegally, however that scenario is. I have been very adamant about finding and putting a plan together to where we can keep the people who are here who have not committed crimes, the people who are here that add value to the United States of America. Those are the things that I care about. The people who want to piggyback off of gays, lesbians, and transients, man, listen, if you're a boy, you're a girl, and you're in high school, you should be able to identify and go to your bathroom, high school, middle school. You have to take away the chaos of a parent saying, my daughter identifies as a cat. My son identifies as a squirrel. No, your son is either a boy or your daughter is a girl. We have to get back to basics.
No, I 100% agree. There's too much bullshit going on where people are distracted from the main issues. And what I will say is that you're right. There's groups of people out there.
Oh, say that again.
You're right. Crocker's always right. Besides the point, there's always going to be people, despite what they truly believe, which
Yeah.
is like 90% of examples, they will follow the money. Meaning, listen, I have X amount of influence. Maybe it's almost none. Maybe it's a lot of influence. But if there's money to be made, sure. I don't actually have core beliefs. I'm going to go against what my beliefs are and say, listen, sure, I will push this narrative because there's money to be made. At the end of the day, the system being put in place is, listen, the economy is shit right now. We are going to make as many people as possible desperate, especially in the media/influence aspect, so that way you're almost forced or pressured to say, I will abandon my beliefs for a paycheck. I will push whatever agenda you want me to if the pay is high enough. And that's the problem we face in America today.
I also say
I
it's
sat
sad.
on one of my friends that we all know radio show year or two ago, the Don Miller Show, and I think very highly of Don. And he asked me a question, and I answered it very openly and honestly, just like we're talking now. You can't waver in the truth. The truth is what the truth is. Whether you are black, whether you are white, whether you are brown, the truth is right there in front of you. And that's what everyone needs to look at. This is why it is so disgusting when you have cities and states that are run by Democratic officials who are not giving the public what they voted for. I've said this over and over and over again. We don't vote for people. We hire people. We should look at who and what they stand for. Right now, we have elections within probably 4 to 5 weeks. Correct me, guys. So I may
Pretty
be off.
much.
I
Pretty
think
much.
it's November 16th.
No, it's realistically it's November 4th are the main elections, or November 5th
All
maybe.
right, so we have
Regardless,
very short amount of time to interview, to look at these people that you potentially are voting for, whether it's school boards, mayors, city council, senators, whatever it may be. You control your success. The person you're voting for does not give a rat's ass about you. You have to decide, is that the person that I want to hire?
No.
most of the time, no. I think the problem too is that these people truly think that. Well, let's put it this way: the general population of the United States of America, yes, they are hiring these people. A lot of times in different elections, whether it's local, national, whatever election it is, they think they have the ability to hire these people, but at the end of the day, the system is so corrupt, the outcome might not be organic. And I think that's a huge problem in our nation today.
Well, we saw in 2020, but we also have to understand that most people will never dig in to people's past and what they're actually running for. They will always vote down party lines. We call these people retarded, but we want to help them out. And I think that, being able to kind of dig into people's pasts and kind of represent and be able to show who they are, they can get better educated on a better guess. When I say educated, I don't mean getting a degree. I'm talking about who you're hiring, who you're voting for will represent your community for the next 2 to 6 years, whether it's a congressperson or an actual senator.
Well, that's why I've been so anti Mamdani the commie from New York.
MTC.
He will do nothing. There's nothing that he has suggested that brings value to New York City. All he's going to do, just free bus fare. If you use the word free, man, there's free food at McDonald's.
Can't
there's
trust
free
you.
food at Burger King.
Can't trust you.
Well, guess what? After 2 to 3 weeks, there's no food left at McDonald's. There's no food left at Burger King. It's all gone. You can't give away something. This is the reason that all right, here we go, Gonzo.
Do it. We're here.
All right. This is the reason that every poor town, county that has been run by Democratic officials
Who are rich?
across this country is shit.
You're correct.
Has nothing because they have done nothing for the people who elected them. I've said this over and over and over again. In all of those poor towns, poor counties, there is one business that has successfully succeeded, and that is the company that buries all of the poor people.
Well, I will say this: on paper, if you look at the United States and the success over the past couple hundred years, we should be a nation right now that is able to provide for its people. But like you said, we have poor cities and counties all over the United States that are corrupt, where the leaders in these cities or counties are making their money,
Yep.
but who gives a shit about the people that live there? at the end of the day.
It's a
It doesn't matter.
It's a common political trend, Alex. Can you see it? I don't know. I'm not really good at colors, but I would say they all vote a certain way.
Listen,
I don't want you to be with colors. It's two colors, black and white.
I will say this.
Of the Robb Crocker show, JB.
Despite how colorblind Jared is, he is great at pattern recognition, and he realizes that these corrupt cities that create poor families are bad.
Well, they all have the same policies. That's what I'm trying to get at. They all want to get rich for themselves, take the money from the poor, ironically, and then fuck you over.
All right, JB, here you go. I'll give you a soft pitch right now. Chicago, Illinois. Why would a Democratic governor, why would a Democratic mayor not want their state, why would they not want their city to be safer?
Because they don't care about the people. They're there because they're probably politically driven by either money or blackmail to be there. Just like every blue state, blue city official have you ever seen ever come to power. It's the exact same game they've been playing for the last 276 years.
Yeah, it's corruption. It's the lust for power, the lust for money, whatever the situation is. At the end of the day, they're not good people. They're not genuine people. They don't care about you or me or whoever lives in their city or county. These are people that are driven by power, money, or, yeah, like Jared said, they're blackmailed.
If God is not the head of your household, who do you think controls it? The secular world. It's that simple. They're weak people. I don't like weak. I like strong individuals who will say their mind and will admit they're wrong and not hurt the people around them, which is their constituents, and that's what they're exactly doing. But unfortunately, whether voter system is not, most of these people voted for these people. So when you bring it back to like, why would they vote for
voting for them?
Because
why? What are they selling to vote for?
As
what is it that
Scooter
says,
said before,
you gotta vote
free
for me?
things, other
Free
things,
what?
free anything. I mean, what do you mean free?
Free. You don't get shit for free. It costs.
It always costs.
Listen, you can sell people a penny for $10. People are going to buy it. There's dumb people out there that think they can truly get something for free. But at the end of the day, us three know that a penny is worth how much? 1 cent. A penny. If you're paying $10 for a little copper coin that we value as a penny, you're stupid.
That copper coins, it costs a nickel to make now.
Well, we could talk about that later or another time. I agree with you. It costs more to make a penny than it's actually worth. I agree. But for the sake of example,
So
you can sell a dumbass
Are you
a
saying
penny
we,
for $10.
We create inflation here?
Well, I mean, and inflation is created, yes, if that's what you allude to.
So when you tell everybody in New York City, when you tell everyone in New York City that it is free to get on a bus, all right? Well, what you have done is taken the people who need to utilize the bus to get to work, to get to wherever they need, and you have created a homeless shelter through the bus system.
Yes.
Because anytime anyone can get on a bus for free, they're going to ride the bus all day for free. They're going to stay warm. And the maintenance that comes along with this is going to be so great. It is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. But like Gonzo just described, man, it's free. We got to vote for that.
Well, listen, getting on the bus is
Well-
free anywhere if you don't get caught. The problem is there's a lot of major cities that don't like to enforce laws. So you have entitled individuals, whether they're citizens or not, wanting to take advantage of the quote-unquote free shit. You go to other cities or countries in Europe, some of them have quote-unquote free transportation, which is paid for through the government.
Oh my God.
But at the end of the day, here in the United States of America, we don't have anywhere that's actually providing free transportation.
No, but Gonzo, we have. We've had cities that have utilized this system in the past. Kansas City, Missouri was one of them. There's been 3 other cities.
Keyword,
that have
hold on. Keyword was former, past tense.
Yes. Everyone thought this was a great idea. They utilized it, they implemented it, then they realized that the city could not afford to operate this, so it did not move forward after it failed miserably.
Correct.
So this is why when you hear Mamdani, the communist, running for the mayor of New York City, he has to be stopped. You cannot have free bus. You cannot have city-run grocery stores. We talked about it 3 or 4 weeks ago. What foods are you going to have in the stores, in the local boroughs? How much can one individual take? It does not work. Imagine 500 people right now, 500 people at Publix grocery store at Lake Mary. Every one of those people get to walk in, and everything in there is free. Everything. So you're going to tell the person the avocados, the kiwi, the tomatoes, as you go down the right side, the oranges, what are you going to allow them to take as free? How is it ever going to work out, Gonzo?
Right. Well, number one, I have no idea where Lake Mary is. Number two, there's no such thing as free. Meaning, like you said, if I go into Publix and hypothetically everything is free, you're telling me that I can walk in there and take all the avocados for myself and leave none for anyone else? No, it literally doesn't make sense. There's no such thing as free. There's no such thing as unlimited. It doesn't make sense. Someone is paying for it at the end of the day. It's literally a concept that does not make sense. It's never worked before. Communism, socialism has never worked before. And people, especially younger people, fall for it time and time again. Because what they do is they create a system where everyone is broke. No one can afford housing or whatever. They can't get a job. And they see free and they latch onto it. That's the whole game that's going on.
So what's next? Free cars?
God, I wish.
You said free
Free
you said free cigars?
Yeah.
I hope it's free cigars.
So when you I want someone, what we just did, Gonzo, was a very simple exercise. All right. An individual walked into the grocery store. What do they get to take home to their family that was free? Are you going to fill up the whole fucking buggy?
It's really honestly.
What is it?
It's never going to happen. MTC.
It's going to happen in New York City,
No,
Jimmy.
going
no.
to
What
happen.
Jared is saying is, in a hypothetical situation where everything's free, it doesn't matter. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
If everything is quote unquote free, there's still limitations. You can only take so much. But at the end of the day,
This is what is key that someone should explain to all of the Mamdani voters, JB. Hey, yes, the grocery store, it may be free. You're going to get 2 pieces of bread. You're going to get 1 tomato. You're going to get 1 orange. This is what needs to be told to all of the people who are under this impression that free grocery stores, just like Boston, they're thinking, we're going to have free grocery stores. Well, free grocery stores do not allow the supply and the demand to equal to give you what you're thinking you're going to get.
Right. Well, let's put it this way. Go ahead. You go first.
All I'm saying is this. Even if he does get elected, where is he getting the funds? The fact of the matter is very simple. He'll kill all the small businesses, all the grocery stores. Everything will go away. People will start to suffer. People will regret voting for him. It will never work in the end. It's a short-term gain just for him to get inside. He's an agenda-pushing person that someone's funding him to get into. He will fail regardless. The fact that we have to get into, will history repeat itself? We can never let a communist cocksucker be any type of enterprise government. I mean, going back to Bernie and Dorn, the last convicted communists in the 70s and 80s, we have to get back to that. I think that's what we really need to recognize. And most people, I do agree, how do we educate people on communism? But the fact of the matter is...
We can't elect him to get elected, Gonzo and JB. I don't... The experience or quote-unquote experiment of that to happen is not worth the detriment that it will cost all of us.
Right. Well, I would say, let's put it this way. Just like how you cannot create or destroy matter, you cannot create or destroy value, truly. At the end of the day, like we've been saying, nothing is actually free. There has to be labor involved to produce it somehow. There has to be funds somehow that's producing it. Whatever the case is, nothing just appears out of nowhere.
Which is what I was trying to explain. Where do you think he'll subsidize all these stores, restaurants, etc. for the food? They will go out of business, so he will fail almost instantly day one.
So who suffers, JB?
The people that put him in there. That's what I've been trying to say this whole time. The fact of the matter is, how are you going to give something away for free if they can't have the money for it? The federal government will not fundize it.
This is why we have, with our 10 viewers tonight...
It's more than that.
We... To all of the fucking idiots that watch I've Had It podcast with 2 fucking Oklahoma women wanting to just lesbians, gay, straight. I don't give a shit about all of them. I care about the whole fucking world.
Yeah.
I care about everybody that matters, that breathes. How do we all get along?
But talking about someone
together
that you don't like gives them free publicity. 2, they're out of Oklahoma, so it's a conservative state, so it's purely a psyop. It's a waste of time. I would never view them. I would never recognize them as real. They're fake. We should not talk about them ever again.
There you go, Gonzo. Don't let me ever talk about the fucking bitches from Oklahoma again.
Absolutely. Who? Correct.
Who?
Exactly.
There you go.
Because bad publicity is still publicity.
If we have the opportunity to piggyback, JB,
yes,
to where, hey, there's these 3 guys that talk about why you have become successful because all you did was this. What these 3 guys do add value to the world.
Well, let's put it this way. Let us know in the comments if you've ever heard of anything successful coming out of Oklahoma or if nothing exists of the sort. Let us know in the comments, but like you said, there's a difference between bought and paid for corrupted media versus people that want to actually share the truth.
What we care about is a person who works and goes to the store. If you work every day and you make $12 to $15 an hour, well, let's just do 15 times 40. That's $600. Taxes taken out, everything else, you're lucky to bring home $400. So you're at $2,400 a month. Where can you get a place to live? How do you pay for a vehicle? How do you do other things? We have to get the cost of living adjusted to where it balances out for what you're actually working and making a living.
Right. Let's be honest. If we talked to my grandparents today, they would tell me that their first house was like $3,000, but their yearly salary was also $4,500. So the cost of living right now is greater than the value that you're able to produce in a average job. I agree with that. The money that most Americans are bringing into their homes is not nearly enough to provide for a what we would call normal lifestyle. People are barely meeting their needs in this current economy. If you look at my grandparents, your parents or grandparents, what they were able to provide for their families compared to today is almost no comparison whatsoever.
What's crazy, Gonzo, is houses that used to cost $50,000 and $70,000 on that same block, wherever it may be, they sell for $700,000 now.
Right. Those same houses 80 years ago cost $10 and a pack of bubble gum just for the tip on your real estate agent, which didn't exist back then.
So what I want people to understand is America is the greatest country in the world.
100%.
Why is that? Ask yourself, why is that? Because we have the
1776.
opportunity to go out and do. There's a reason that everyone wants to move to America. From Mexico down the whole South America. And I heard something interesting today. I'm going to ask you, Gonzo and JB, what your thoughts of this are. What do you think about Latin Americans moving to Canada?
Well, I'll
It's
be
too
honest.
cold. As a Latin American myself, it's too damn cold. But go ahead.
That was
you first.
that was a nicer answer. I was going. For one, I'll be very frank. I don't care about Canada. So that's my answer.
My answer is I think the fact that people are moving currently in this day and age right now anywhere outside of America is simply because they went to America, they were able to make some money, and then they said, wait a minute, this country over here, the cost of living is, half, if not a third or a quarter. Let me go over here. I've got some money saved up. I can get a decent job and have a better way of life than I do here in America.
So to be fair, I know tons of Canadians. They've always been super nice to me. What I'm simply saying is, if someone doesn't want to move to America legally, directly, it's so much easier to go to Canada, get that first, then move into America. Just like the Mexicans try to do from the border, which that's illegal anyways. What I'm saying is, the best way to get to America is to do it a legal way, as we talked about on every single one of your podcasts.
This is where I guess I'm going to have to expend a lot more energy and time and maybe try to create a system, because the system we have now, you have an app, go to this app, deport yourself. Nothing about that is instantaneously productive to where it works out quickly. And all of us, whether it's me, Gonzo, JB, none of the three of us and most of the world is going to be like, all right, man, I'm good to go for 3 years. Everyone wants something now. So how do we do now? Because last week during my travels, I actually got the TSA now because they didn't have enough money to have enough TSA people working because of the shutdown.
Yeah.
So
I think
go ahead.
No, I think that I personally, since 9/11, I think that's a great point. I think that per airport should have its own funded security that represents who they are as an individual, not a federalized security like the police system. So when you go to an airport, it should be based on, hey, we're doing really well, everyone's really funded, everyone's paid for, everyone has benefits, we have really great security here. We want you to come back. Not a federalized police force known as a TSA. TSA should never exist. It should have never existed, just like when it happened in 9/11. Just like a lot of the programs that came out of 9/11 via the NSA and CIA, but we're not going to talk about that tonight.
TSA is the blanket slash
Yes.
pacifier that the government created to make everyone feel warm and fuzzy after 9/11.
You're correct, yes.
Do I think that it adds value? I think it creates delays. I think it's some of the newest X-ray machines create greater delays than we've ever had in the past, to where an individual can walk right through and get X-rayed, but then they wait for their bags to come through the machines, and it takes 33 to 40% longer. So I don't know.
Crocker,
I don't think it's. I agree with you, JB.
Crocker, you're one.
TSA's a joke.
I think Crocker, you're 100% correct. Basically, what you're visualizing with the TSA is a physical representation of the Patriot Act, where no one knew about it through the NSA and everything tracking. There's other things like PRISM, which you probably can't mention here, that track everyone endlessly. But the TSA is a physical representation of slowing everyone down to track everybody. Now, if you have an airport that employs their own security and I feel safe there, of course I want to go back. That's all I'm saying. I don't think there's anything wrong with employing security. I want everyone to feel safe regardless of who you are, how much money you make, or any group you come from. International, local, domestic, it doesn't matter. I want everybody to feel safe. I'm saying is, I agree with you, it shouldn't be a blanket system where everyone's targeted by the exact same TSA. It shouldn't be like that.
Well, one of the things, while we're talking about airlines and all of this, it's ironic that the least expensive airlines are the ones that have the greatest controversy, whether there's fights at the gate, whether there's this. It's become chaotic. Flying used to be you were doing something special. Now it's become anybody flies, you can act this way, you can act this way. The lack of respect it goes along with everything else we always talk about. Why is it?
Well, I would put it this way, being from the entrepreneurial industry of sorts. If you have a customer that's paying $500 a month versus a customer that's paying $10,000 a month, what happens? The customer that's paying $10,000 a month goes, cool, get it done. The customer that's paying $500 a month is going, when's it going to be done? Why does it cost this much? Can you do this too? Can you also do this? The customers that pay less are more of a pain in the ass than the customers that pay more. That's just business logic. So when you have an airline like Delta that's charging $400 a ticket, you're going to have less problems than Spirit, which is charging $50 a ticket. Because people that are paying $50 a ticket, they're spending half of their weekly income on this ticket. Whereas people that are spending $400 a ticket in Delta are spending money that they could care less about. So when you have people spending smaller amounts of money, what we see is that that's actually a lot of money for them compared to people that are spending a lot of money on a ticket, because these people are saying, hey, this is whatever.
It's interesting that you said that, Gonzo, because people ask me all the time, well, why do you fly the airline you fly on? Well, I fly on an airline that I trust, and I respect the people who are there working. And it's kind of, if you dress the part, I'm going to respect you more. To where if I get on an airline and you're wearing some blue jean shorts and just a polo shirt, you kind of don't have the authoritative figure that you would want to have being on the airline, if that makes sense.
No, I get what you're saying. At the end of the day, and I'll say it here, I don't care. If I get on an airline such as Spirit or Frontier,
What?
which never happens, and I look around and see the clientele, if you want to call them that, on the airline, I immediately go, fuck,
No.
what am I doing here? If I get on Delta and I see normal people sitting around me, I feel safe. I feel like money is well spent. Versus the Frontier / Spirit Airlines, where
You know, the
I have
pilot-
a headache, I gotta take Tylenol, I gotta have noise canceling headphones, and every time I get on that flight, I say, "Why the hell did I do this? I will never do it again."
Exactly.
There's a huge difference between the airlines.
So it's all relevant to the bus situation that I keep going back to in New York City. We just talked about and answered our all questions, because if anyone can get on that bus for free, what chaos will be on that bus?
Well, first of all, the buses are going to be jam-packed, full of people that really don't even need to be on the bus because they don't have jobs. But the thing is, if you give out something for free, you get all the worst kind of people taking advantage of that system. Whereas if you have a system where it's like, hey, you pay a little bit, you have people that actually need to be there that can contribute to society using these systems. Never in the history of ever have we seen a system where free transportation, at least in the United States of America, has actually worked. There's a few other countries in Europe that's done it right, but there's extenuating circumstances for that. Here, let's say it this way.
Yeah.
You make the bus free. You have delinquents and people that have no business being on the bus in the first place, taking advantage of the system for either no reason or to kill a white Ukrainian girl that's staying here.
That was exactly what I was going to
Let's be
mention
honest.
myself. Yeah.
No business being on there except to legitimately murder someone because you're a psychopath.
Free transportation is called the sidewalk.
So what I want to say right now is everyone who has the ability to vote in New York City, do not allow the communist Mamdani to become the mayor there. He will destroy your city with free buses, we've already established. How do you ask him? Hey, Mamdani, we know you hate Jews. We know you hate Israel. We know you hate police. How are you going to feed the citizens of New York City? How are you going to get them around?
He's not.
How?
For free.
He's
I
not.
know he's not, JB. I know he is not. He's like Santa Claus without any fucking reindeer.
Well, listen, just like 90% of the politicians, regardless of what question you ask them, whether it's legitimate or not, they are trained to answer in such a way that either
He's not
doesn't
trained
answer.
to even lift. He's not trained to even do one push-up. He's not trained to lift 135 pounds.
I'm not talking
It's
about
the-
physical training. I'm talking about
He's bolstered.
what it takes to be a quote-unquote politician, which is essentially lie, deflect, lie some more. So that way we can put you in office and we can tell you what to do because we're smarter than you and we're smarter than the rest of the American people. And all we care about is money, power, and money,
Exactly.
and more power.
He's bolstered by the fact that people who are funding his campaign. He's too young to run to begin with, has zero experience on anything. And the fact of the matter is, you tell a lie long enough, his dumbass supporters believe it.
Well, the most beautiful part about tomorrow, gentlemen,
It's a new day.
is I foresee me having a parlez-vous. I foresee me having something amazing for dinner tomorrow night at one of the most wonderful restaurants in
McDonald's.
the greater Orlando area. And I cannot wait to see Chef Liz. I can't wait to have the mixologist and Lauren make me a drink. So, yes, I am ready to see both of you boys and have something good to eat.
At the one and only vineyard in Lake Mary, which we go to virtually weekly. Probably too much. We should go more.
Right.
It's
If
always
it wasn't
so good.
obvious, the vineyard is the one and only answer. We've been going there so much recently, especially because I think, listen, as the fall/winter progresses, it's like, listen, I want to have a good meal, sit outside. I like to sit outside during this weather. Let's go to the vineyard. Let's get a great meal, whether it's brunch, lunch, or dinner, and of course, a nice drink to pair with it. I think the vineyard is ultimately the only spot truly to get a great meal and a great drink and just have a great time.
Chef Liz has done such a wonderful job with Dan and Robbie's Toology to where she has a staff back there that if you order something, it doesn't matter how simple it may be or how complex it may be, but when it comes out, you know it came out with love, and you're going to be like, damn, this is good.
Yeah, and speaking of complex, we know that Crocker here is the most complex order, considering that he gets a specialty Bloody Mary every time he goes in, with no exception, including cigarettes and fucking lottery cards.
And
No, but in all honesty, I will say this before you share your wonderful opinion. The vineyard takes care of every single guest, and there is no limit to what they will do.
Yes.
Including putting damn cigarettes and lottery cards in your Bloody Mary. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say that they upgrade his bowl of cheers every morning to something much better. But
The vineyard goes above and
way
beyond.
above and beyond.
Exactly.
I actually got a message today when I was going to be back, and I said tomorrow, and they were like,
That's good.
We'll be ready.
Cool. We'll have your lottery tickets and your cigarettes and your ribs ready for the ultimate Bloody Mary experience.
Chicken wings.
It's true.
I've actually crab legs. You can't imagine. Mixologist Mike, which has embarrassed himself a couple times on the show, but when he's working at the vineyard, he is phenomenal.
I think he's a phenomenal guy all around. I think he makes great drinks. I think he has wonderful opinions, especially on this show.
He cuts your hair really well. We're
You
talking
know
about
what
you.
we need, Gonzo?
We're talking about you.
You know what we need, Gonzo? We need Mike on a Mike night, and we need JB on a 5 night. That would be a special show.
But it's
I don't know
the
what
same
that
night.
means,
It's
right?
the same night, right?
No, it has to be on the same night
Yes.
to where it's all intertwined.
So you and I could sit back and just let them talk for a whole hour, maybe 2 hours.
It would be a complete fucking shit show.
Not at all.
I don't know that you and I could interrupt enough.
We can't. We got to have Mike have a huge pre-made old-fashioned tub that he just keeps pouring old-fashions for all of us the whole time.
And then we'll sleep here.
Not all of us.
Well, guys, we covered a lot of ground. I love America. I know both of you love America. And I think it's disgusting that we have people across the country that do detrimental things to hurt the success of this country. I love Latin Americans. I want them to be a part of this country. I want to figure out a way to do it, and I haven't quite done that yet. But I think there's a way to do that instead of saying everybody has to go home. But one of the things I appreciate you about Gonzo and JB is the truth and the honesty that both of you bring to the table when we all talk, because I want to make sure when people watch our show that we are giving them the truth.
Absolutely. I think that's the most important thing, which is why we both, Jared and I, appreciate being on this show, is that we can share the truth.
Yeah.
I know you appreciate the same thing. And before we wrap it up, do you have anything else to say before I do my famous words?
guys, yeah, I'm going to give you one of the things that we started doing a few weeks back.
Yes.
JB, you got anything off your ship?
Actually, man, this week's been pretty good. I've been drinking a lot.
Which is why it's been good.
No, a lot of whiskey, a lot of good times. Today was one of the best shows we had. Well, I mean, I always think the next show is the best show, but I think it's really great. I'm really glad to be here. I really appreciate you having me on. For this week, though, no, I mean, it has been raining, so I don't know if it's because you haven't been here, or it's just in general. But I think everything this week's been pretty good. I really have nothing to complain about. I think Jesus Christ died for my sins, and I think everything's really great, and I have nothing to complain about. Really,
Legitimately, this is the one time I'm going to 100% agree with Jared. It's been a great week. This week coming up is going to be fantastic. I have nothing to complain about. I think that we should share the positive things about this week, which is this is one of the most successful episodes in a long time, or at least very recently. I think that we've all had a great week in terms of business and success, and I want to continue to highlight the positives as well. So honestly, I don't have anything to get off my ship currently. I'm sure next week might be different. Who knows?
Well, tonight I want to get more people on our ship. I don't want to get anybody off of our ship. I want to bring more subscribers. I want to bring more viewers. I want to bring more like-minded individuals who understand how important it is for all of us to paddle in the same direction.
Absolutely. I agree. And if you're one of those people, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with all the content we're producing, which is now a couple times a day, actually, when you go to the shorts on YouTube and Instagram.
All right, guys, so I'm going to give you my Bible verse for tonight.
All right, we can't cut it off without the Bible verse. Go ahead.
Kill it.
Proverbs 10:12. Hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers up all wrongs.
Very insightful. That is Bible Study with Robb Crocker, as we do now every week. Again, real quick, subscribe, like, notification bell. We'll see you next week. Thank you all for tuning into this episode. And until next week, take care. We'll see you later.